So when we went through the description on Prime Services Catalog, we talked a lot about that easy shopping cart-like experience. At the end of the day, again, this is one of those core features that we've got to dig down a little bit more into. Why? Because number one, you're going to be asked about these things on the test, so that's obviously a good reason to do it. But the other aspect is to really help you to understand how powerful this tool set is. So as we mentioned before, it's designed to be very customizable. You've got the ability to be able to create custom pages. You can create custom, portlets within each one of them so that you can have different services that you offer within your environment. It's got full role-based access control functionality, which means that you've got the ability to be able to create group-level administrators. You can create, end-user accounts, all these different things where you can, create a hierarchy so that, individuals can help to approve things for a particular line of business. And not have to have a central administration function if you don't choose to. So bottom line is it's very flexible in how you deliver it. It's got full policy governance and approval process, which allows you to be able to ensure that, all the right people are, in agreement and everything is working the way it should as far as for a new service that's going to be deployed. And then, of course, this concept of reusable templates for these different requests and workflows. So you can build it once and then be able to reuse it many, many times. You also have full lifecycle management for service requests. So, for example, if you pull up a virtual machine, you instantiate a virtual machine, you want to be able to upgrade it, resize it, you want to be able to, decommission it, whatever you choose to do, you've got the capabilities right there within Prime Services Catalog. You don't have to pick up a phone and call somebody to make it happen. And then also, you've got the ability to be able to have that finance and demand management. This is very important because in a lot of cases, chargeback is a very crucial way that IT departments, pretty much pay for services. So being able to address that financial aspect of it, having the billing system built into it so that you can keep track of that, and also making sure that the end user knows what these services are going to cost. All that's available within the platform. So let's dig down a little bit more into the consumer storefront. So this is showing you that first view in a little bit more detail. So it's a very simple, intuitive portal. It's very easy to be able to see what the different offerings are. If you look at it, you've got some different examples of what you can offer there. You can browse the catalog. You've got some recommendations on common services there in the beginning. It's very similar to what you saw when I did the eStore demo that we have within Cisco. You've got the ability to be able to customize this absolutely to whatever it is that you choose to do. You've got a services catalog that you can customize here to be able to leverage, the different things that you've created as far as templates and standards, and the ability to be able to express it and expose it in a very simple way that your end users can then consume those services. And then, of course, as we mentioned, the ability to be able to have that robust governance built into it, dynamic approval process, pricing, policy enforcement, all these things are built into the storefront. So the Manage My Stuff is an area where you can, click on this particular part, and this will show you all the different services you currently have in place. If you're going to go in and actually manage a capability, you've got the, ability to be able to go in and, make changes to your system. So here we're going to show an example of, an application developer. They receive an alert that they've got an application ready to go. They're going to go into My Stuff to be able to see what's configured and what's ready to go. So here you're going to see the different capabilities you've got. You've got all the different functions here. You can then register that, in this case where you're going to use Amazon, you can register an EC2 template into Amazon's environment. You've got the ability to be able to then provision that directly into Amazon's cloud without having to go out and do it manually yourself. It's all built in right into the Prime Services catalog. Now, what's the benefit of this for IT? IT becomes that broker. You've got the ability to be able to ensure compliance, and you don't have different parts of your organization just running out to, a service like Amazon and just swiping a credit card and delivering services outside of IT's ability to be able to ensure compliance and security for those services. So you also have the ability from this point to be able to then, make changes to it. So in here, if we've got a need to be able to increase the size of that particular instance, I can then resize that service. So if I click on that middle, button there, I've got the ability to be able to go through a process to increase the size of it. So say, for example, I chose a service or a function that I want to be able to increase the capabilities of. Maybe it's, it's something that I started out as a pilot, and now I've got way more people on it than I ever thought thought I would, I can very easily go in and then resize that service. In addition, I can then have the ability to be able to then stop that service once I'm finished with it. So say we're moving away from the pilot, we're now going into production. I want to get it out of Amazon's cloud and I want to bring it into my own internal private cloud. I can then decommission that out of Amazon very simply by clicking a button. So as you can see, you've got full life cycle management, everything from being able to instantiate a service to being able to resize and manage the operation of that service, and also the decommission of the service itself. That's a view of Prime Services Catalog Storefront.